I never expected a single whisper to change the course of my entire life, yet that's exactly what happened the night my husband took his final breath. His last moments weren't filled with the words I had imagined, no poetic goodbye, no comforting reassurance. Instead, they carried a truth he had locked away for years, a truth that now belonged to me. The hospital room was quiet in a way that didn't feel peaceful. The machines hummed softly, tracing the rhythm of his fading heartbeat. The air felt too still, too heavy, too aware of what was coming. I held his hand, memorizing the warmth of his skin, afraid of the moment it would disappear. He looked at me with eyes that seemed to hold decades of unspoken thoughts. I leaned in, expecting a final "I love you," or something gentle meant to ease the pain of goodbye. But his voice trembled as he whispered something else entirely, something that made my breath stop in my throat. "I never told you the truth about our daughter." For a moment, I thought I misheard him. The words felt impossible, out of place, but then he opened his eyes fully clear, determined, and the fear inside me sharpened. He wasn't confused. His mind wasn't slipping away. He knew exactly what he was saying. He swallowed hard, fighting the weakness pulling him under. "She's not mine." The room tilted, the machines faded. Everything inside me froze. Those four words cut through the quiet, opening a wound I didn't understand yet. I stared at him, waiting for an explanation, waiting for something that would soften the blow. But the truth kept coming. "I found out years ago," he whispered. "A test." I didn't want to believe it. My hands trembled, my voice wouldn't move. The world shrank down to just his face and the weight of the truth he had carried alone for so long. "I didn't tell you because I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt her," he said quietly. "She is mine. She always will be, but not by blood." A tear slipped from the corner of his eye, and the guilt written across his face hurt more than the words themselves. Even as he was dying, he wasn't thinking about himself. He was thinking about us, about our family, about the girl who had grown up believing he was her father without question. I wanted to ask how, I wanted to ask why, but my throat felt like it had closed off completely. All I could do was listen as he emptied out the secret he'd carried to the edge of his life. "It wasn't an affair," he whispered. "It was before us, before we were ready. You didn't even know you were pregnant. You were scared, and he wasn't in a position to be a father." He paused, trying to gather the strength for the next part. "I promised him," he said. "I promised her biological father I would raise her like she was mine. I promised I would never tell." And then, he died. A year later, silence spread between us, long and heavy. I felt my heart breaking in ways I couldn't name, not from betrayal, not from anger, but from the realization of how much he had carried alone to protect us. He looked at me, then really looked, and I understood he wasn't asking for forgiveness. He wasn't even asking for understanding. He was asking for a promise. "Please," he whispered, voice barely there. "Don't take this from her. She loves you more than anything. She thinks I'm her father. Let her keep that." His chest lifted slowly, then again, then softer. "It's your choice now," he murmured. "Tell her, or don't. Whatever you choose, protect her." And with that, he slipped away. The room became unbearably quiet. I sat frozen, holding the hand of the man who had loved me, loved our family, and kept a secret that now sat on my shoulders like a stone. The truth didn't die with him, it became mine to carry. The days that followed were blurred. Funeral arrangements, hugs that felt too tight, voices telling me I was strong, people saying he was proud of the life we built. None of them knew what he had left behind. Every time I looked at our daughter, the weight in my chest grew heavier. She talked about him with pride, with grief, with a love so pure it made my heart ache. She spoke of him as her hero, her anchor, her father in every way that mattered. And every time, I wondered if knowing the truth would save her, or destroy her. Some nights, the guilt was unbearable. Other nights, the silence felt safer than the truth. I watched her laugh, cry, grow, and grieve, and all I could think about was the whisper he had left me with. "Tell her, or don't." Weeks turned into months. The secret settled into my bones, becoming part of my heartbeat, part of my breath. Some mornings, I almost told her. Some nights, I nearly broke. But then I remembered his face, his fear, his love, his plea, and I stayed quiet. One morning, I visited his grave before the sun came up. I sat beside the stone and let the stillness surround me. I don't know what to do, I finally said. The air didn't answer, but something inside me shifted. I love her, I whispered. You knew that. You trusted me with this, and I think you were right. I wiped my tears and let the silence settle again. Some truths don't need to be spoken, they just need to be guarded. And that's the choice I made, not out of fear, not out of shame, but out of love. She will never know she wasn't his by blood, because in every way that mattered, she was his. She always will be, and I will protect that truth the way he protected our family with everything I have left. His last words changed everything we thought we knew, but they also revealed something deeper, something I carry now, not as a burden, but as a reminder. Family isn't defined by DNA, it's defined by love, by loyalty, by the people who stay, even when the truth is heavy. And that's the story I will protect for the rest of my life.